Alright, welcome back for our test match with White Weenie robots. This hand is not terrible. It's kind of slow, but I don't really see the point of mulliganing it. It sucks that somehow I have two of my four coming to play tap lands. I don't know how that's possible, but we're going to get to go War Falcon, and then the turn after we're going to get to go War Falcon, Thraben Inspector, so it's not going to be... Okay, well, I guess that's what I deserve for being spiteful to the deck. That could signal Teachings, Angler Delver. These matchups are not the greatest because they run you out of resources pretty quickly, which is not great. You also don't really have anything to sideboard in besides what is the name of that card? I'm forgetting. Alright, well, we're going to go War Falcon. And we're going to go Thraben Inspector. See if my opponent resolves. They do. And we're going to attack for 2. And we're going to pass. Standard Bear. You can bring that in so that they have to kill that with their removal, but it's not the greatest. Seagate or Kale. Okay. Ooh, Order Recruit's good. So we have two options. We can Galvanic Blast the Seagate Oracle, or we can just play 3 creatures. The problem is that 2 of these creatures don't get through, but the fact of the matter is he doesn't kill any of them. And if my opponent has another one, there's really no point in playing the Galvanic Blast. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attack for 4 in the air, and then play my 3 creatures. And keep up the Galvanic Blast. That's what I'm going to do. Opponent gained 3 life, which is pretty rude. I don't know why they had to do that. But whatever, such is life. Okay, so I'm going to go Order Recruit. We're going to pay 2 life to play Vault Scourge. And we're going to play Cork Homunculus and say go. So all of a sudden in turn 3 we have, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 power on the board with Galvanic Blast. So already our opponent's almost dead. Almost. What sucks is that we cannot crack this clue to draw a card just yet, or else it screws up this stuff, but, you know. Forbidden Alchemy, wow, 3 lands, holy crap. Alright, cool. Ooh, another Thraben Inspector. Alright, well now we're going to Galvanic Blast this to get in more damage. And then if my opponent has a Disfigure, not sure. I think I'd rather play the Thraben Inspector though. Alright, sweet. Yep, that's what can happen. So in this matchup, like I said, you're already kind of pre-sideboarded. There isn't really anything to bring in. You can shave a couple of numbers. For instance, we can bring in Pyroblast. I forgot we even had that in the sideboard. I'm so used to playing White Weenie. And we can shave a couple of things. We can shave a Lightning Bolt. We can shave a couple of Volt Scourge. Volt Scourge arguably is the worst creature in the deck for this matchup like this because it's basically just a 1-mana 1/1. And the lifelink isn't too relevant. If you don't have Bone Splitter, it doesn't really do anything. But I guess on the draw, you could bring in Standard Bearer. You don't really want to bring in Journey. You don't really want to be bothered by that because if a Garmag Angler is coming down, you want to be either to just go around it or be in the position to burn them out. You could, you know, ooh, excuse me. You could, like I said, bring in Volt Scourge. I'm sorry, bring out Volt Scourge for Standard Bearer, but I'm not really sure that's a great idea. So I'm just going to keep it the way it is. One thing we will have to watch out for is Nausea. A Nausea type effect. I'm going to keep this hand. If I draw a second land, especially if it's an artifact land, I'll have 2 artifacts, and I'll have 2 1-mana 3/3s, which will be good. Alright, cool. So we'll go ahead and go Ardent Recruit. I'm going to go Ardent Recruit instead of War Falcon because I don't expect my opponent to do anything. If I draw artifact land, I can do some stuff. I did not, unfortunately. Alright, so we're going to attack for 1. And then we're just going to play out 2 creatures. We'll play Ardent Recruit. See if my opponent wants to remove Soul this. Actually, I guess I should just play out Bone Splitter. The reason for that is my opponent does have a nausea, at least that I'm not totally boned. Okay. I'll be honest, I did not see that one coming. I'll play the Bone Splitter here. Just to try and get Metalcraft out there. Didn't see that one coming. Maybe I should have played around that. I should have known that was going to happen because people have been adopting this into the server because it's a great way to counter a one-mana spell and actually be able to, you know, block. So we'll go ahead and play Bone Splitter. Play Court Homunculus. And we'll attack. My opponent seems like they're F6ing. I don't actually know. Really? That's weird. Are they playing Ninja? Alright. I'm a little confused. Just get in there for 2 for now. I guess my opponent could have drawn another Spell Stutter Sprite. I don't know, because my opponent could have just Doombladed my Court Homunculus and then blocked. It's not Terror, so... whatever, I don't know. Opponent discards 2 lands and a Shrivel. I don't know why Forbidden Alchemy goes under one of the cards. That doesn't make any sense to me. But what do I know? Alright, play War Falcon, and play Aurochs Sunchaser, and pass the turn. Okay, opponent played a Mole Drifter. We drew another Court Homunculoso. So we'll go ahead and equip here. So I'm going to equip to the Aurochs Sunchaser. And I think I'm going to equip to the War Falcon and attack with everything. My opponent can block 2 guys, but they'll take 5 and I'll have a Court Homunculus in play. Along with some stuff. So go ahead and attack for a lot of damage. Yeah, they could also double block like that, which is fine. So now they'll take 6. I'll play another Court Homunculus and we'll pass the turn. And we'll see what happens. So it seems that my opponent is a little desperate. They played Radiant Fountain, played a Forbidden Alchemy, put 3 lands in the grave, and then evoked a Mole Drifter. So it does seem that my opponent is a little desperate. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we'll get in for... Oh, right. I forgot. I didn't... I just missed out on 2 damage. Oopsies. Oh well. I forgot I had this from Cube. No. Stop it. What nausea is that? Never seen that before. So my opponent's playing Shrivel and Nausea. And they're disfiguring, okay. And Changer's Edict. Alright. You know, not totally dead here, but not great. This is one of the problems with this deck compared to White Weenie is that you don't have a bunch of tokens to amass an army. Although, I mean, they have Nausea, it doesn't really do anything, so... Okay, so they're 12. I don't think we're winning this game. I think we've gone past the train tracks. Pretty sure the train tracks were a mile back. Yep. Seagate Oracle. Alright, so my opponent played a Gurmag Angler, so we're going to take 6. I drew another card I can't actually cast. And they have a Chainer's Edict, so whatever creature I draw, they can just kill automatically. So I think I'm ready to pack it in here. Alright. Would have drawn a Pyroblast, which wouldn't have done anything. So my opponent does have multiple nausea type effects, so Volt Scourge would not even be that great. But it's still better than Sanderberry, I think, because it flies, so we'll just go back in. Hope to get a better draw. See what happens. Alright, well, this this hand I am less excited to keep. If I don't draw a second land, I am pretty deep in the water, and it's already kind of a mulligan to 5 because I have 2 red cards, so. This one's not as great, but I guess I do have a lightning bolt. I do have a Volt Scourge. I'm going to keep. I do have a Great Furnace to cast said Volt Scourge, and I have a Bone Splitter. Can't keep that, unfortunately. Opponent's side keep, couldn't go to 0 cards. Gonna go ahead and pay 2 life for the Volt Scourge and pass turn. So, as you can see, this deck is very high reward, very high risk. Is basically how I can describe it. You are seeing the problems with this deck as well as the good things. That's not bad. So what we'll do is we'll attack for 1. We'll play the Court Homunculus and the Bone Splitter since it's pretty much the same exact amount of damage. Play the Court Homunculus, play this thing, and pass turn. The good thing about this, too, is that if my opponent had a Nausea, they would not be able to Volt Scourge now, too. Okay, well, it looks like my opponent may have a Spellstar Sprite, so what I'm going to... Or if they have a Counterspell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the War Falcon, see if I run into a Spellstar Sprite, and then I'm going to Lightning Bolt to try and kill said Spellstar Sprite. Yep. Going to just try and get my opponent here. My opponent could have a tapped black source in hand, so I can take advantage. Or they could have just mulliganed to 2 lands. That is also true. I think I'd rather just get in... Oh, well, okay, I'll play the Core Skyfisher. The reason is I just remembered this can't actually attack. So what we'll do now is we'll turn the plains, replay the plains, put on this to gain some life, and attack. And if my opponent stumbles one more time, yeah, this game is over. And that's just what happens. I'll be right back. So, I think that was a very good showcase of how this deck runs. We won game 1 pretty convincingly, lost game 2 very convincingly. And then game 3, you saw how just, this deck does not give you time. If you're going to keep a hand like that, it has to be a hand that, can actually answer things. Granted, I mean, my opponent did keep Spellstar Sprite, and I did kind of just draw a little bit perfect. I did have the red source with the Lightning Bolt and everything. But I think that was a pretty good showcase of how the deck runs. So if you like this deck, take it for a spin. It's not as consistent as White Weenie, as you can see, but it's a very high risk, high reward type of situation because it can be faster, it can be more powerful. It can do more powerful things. As I said, really the only thing I'm wondering about is Gorilla Shaman in the sideboard, but I think I'll keep that sticking around for a little while. And, yeah. So, there you go. I hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys, thanks for watching, and happy holidays. I'll see you next time.